Empathy is one of those heavy lifting skills within emotional intelligence. And oftentimes when we have conversations around organizational culture, the word empathy will come up. And we can really consider to ourselves, why does that word come up so much? Perhaps it's because when we have it, when it exists between people within interactions, the interaction itself feels very different than when empathy is not present. So in emotional intelligence, empathy is a skill that lives in the interpersonal realm. And it's a skill. So it's not a personality trait or an attribute in emotional intelligence, which is good news because it means that individuals that don't have empath or empathy as a personality trait or attribute can learn this skill and then lean on this skill when they need the skill, which is pretty much all the time. So when we think of the definition of empathy and emotional intelligence, it's recognizing and understanding how other people feel. Now, when we want a culture that is driven by empathy, understanding how other people feel, understanding people's perspectives, understanding where people are coming from, what their experience is all about. It's a really important skill, most especially in executive leadership. And then we have a primary problem within how we structure organizations, hierarchy or levels. So between me as an individual and contributing employee and you, potentially the executive team, there are multiple levels. So when I communicate my experience, it has to go through a bunch of filters before it gets to the ears of the ultimate decision makers. And those filters might create a message that is different from the one that was initially communicated. So as executives, when you are making these critical decisions that inevitably impact employees, that skill of empathy requires you to come out of your office, your boardroom, the executive meetings, and speak directly to your employees so you can hear from their mouths to your ears, to your heart, exactly what their experience is.